Okay, so today we've got Liam Kappa Starr here at Cool Cat Ukes HQ, and he came along to unplug the wood last night and did a set for us there, which was fabulous.
Thank you.
And thought I'd take the opportunity to get him along and ask him a few questions. So thanks for coming along, Liam.
Thanks for having me.
And I wanted to ask you first, your genre of music, well, I can't really pigeonhole it. Is there anything that how would you describe it?
I don't know, I don't really do genres. I think I've got a secret theory that they're a conspiracy by the music industry. I don't really, that's not true. I do feel like if you're too involved in genre, then you probably aren't being creative enough. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So I like to think of myself as, I probably do slip into genres that are identifiable, but I like not to think about it when I'm writing. Does that make sense? So, yeah, I like to be broader in my approach, and quite often I don't know what the hell I'm doing until it actually comes out. So,
so it just comes along with the inspiration.
Yeah, I think that's, yeah. I try not to be, I try not to force it, and I try to. Quite a lot of the album was written in I kind of had a tune, and I started recording that, and as I wrote it, it became something entirely different.
Right.
At each recording stage, something came in and it was reworked in some fashion, and the final product was nothing like the original vision. So I like to bit of trial and error, a bit of playing with it, a lot of playing with it. It's really important. So yeah, I think the genre thing is what other people think rather than how I approach it.
Okay, good. Well, you're another ukulele artist that's kind of transitioned from guitar. You've got background, I think, as a guitarist.
True, yeah.
And what other instruments do you play? I saw you playing the bongos last night for a moment.
I'm not sure playing is the right word. I'd had a couple of beers and they seemed like fun.
Okay.
Yeah, well, I had, when I was young, I played piano and recorder, as most people of my generation did at some point. I actually got quite good at the recorder. I sort of played it after the initial school thing. But yeah, piano, and I still, even today, I think of transposing and working out sort of solos and that kind of stuff. I think about it visually looking at the piano keyboard.
Yeah,
so that's still very much in my head.
Yeah.
I dabbled in the bassoon for a few months and realised I had the lungs of a small baby, so that didn't work. But yeah, I'll pick up anything if I think it works on a track, and I'll work out how to make it work on a track. But I wouldn't say I play anything particularly apart from guitar and ukulele.
Okay, alright, fair enough. So who would you say your top, I thought three, but your top ukulele artists and why? We're inevitably going to miss someone out and we'll upset someone.
Well, it's funny, Ian Emerson said the other day that if you're not your favourite ukulele artist, you're doing it wrong. And I really believe that. So I'm number one.
Okay, that's a good start.
That's not a level thing, because there's way better players than me. But I think if you don't, as an artist, if you don't think you're your favourite person, then you've definitely got to be working on that. Yeah. So I love what I do, and I like my music. So I'll be a number one. And then I've always been a huge James Hill fan. He's been a massive influence on me. I've met him a couple of times, and he's just, yeah, I think he is, for me, he's by far and away my favourite player. And then recently I've been getting into a guy called Joey Calfa.
Okay.
I think he's from South America, I think Brazil, but I might be wrong there. But he's on YouTube, and he does a ton of percussive ukulele stuff. He's really, really talented. He does a version of Andy McKee's Drifting, which is just stunning. If you haven't seen it, go and see it. It's amazing.
We'll look that up and link to it.
Definitely. So yeah, he's an interest of mine at the moment. I'm into him. But there's loads of people who are like nearly up there, aren't there? At the moment, the ukulele world has a great deal of talent.
Yeah. Good lot of variety as well.
Yes, so yes, definitely.
Makes it entertaining, yeah. Okay, so I reviewed Liam's album, which is, I reviewed that on the Cool Cat Ukes website, and it's one of few, I'm not going to give them to many, recommended album award.
You better stick to that now that you've said it so many times.
It was one I did recently, and I was on the edge. Oh, no, I'm keeping the standard. So
it's self-editing.
Two have had the award, and yours is one of them. I mean, it's a brilliant album. It's very full as well. So it's 57 minutes, I think, on there. Which is good value. Good value. So it's pretty much full up. How are you going to keep that up, and what's next?
I just keep doing what I do. I think I try not to say anything about what I'm approaching. If you start to have too many ideas of the goals, then I think the journey becomes a bit narrow. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So I like to not have too many expectations on my music, and that keeps it fresh, because I think it's very easy to fall into patterns.
Yeah.
And just to keep trying to be a better player, like think about incorporating different styles and different approaches, try and break the mold of previous songs. If ever I catch myself playing a riff and I think that sounds a bit like that, it instantly goes in the bin. I hate that stuff.
Yeah.
A lot of artists, you get every track has a kind of core element that feels the same as other parts that they do, and I guess that's like the modern music industry is very much like that. Like the poppier bands, they have a kind of thing that is always them across all this, and that's why the bands that I really like tend to be better at avoiding that, I think, and that's something I'll try and do as well. So hopefully the next album will continue in that vein. We'll see.
Looking forward to that.
Thank you.
Yeah, you did a new original last night. So
I did, yeah.
I can tell you on your way.
Everest Noodle, yeah. That's for Nancy if she's watching.
Brilliant. Just think of the last year. What would you say is the biggest thing you've learned musically in the last year?
Ooh, biggest thing I've learned musically. I've had a lot of. This year has been about, for me, learning how to be on stage and performing. Because this is the first year I've done a lot of live stuff. Before it had been like 2 or 3 things. I was just really starting out. So this year has been sort of a step into the water, as it were. So I think the thing I've learned most is how to manage myself on stage, be confident in front of the audience, deal with my mistakes, and yeah, just try and be a better stageman, I think. Yeah, that's probably the thing I've spent most time learning this year.
Okay.
Yeah.
So a little tip trying to get from you. I'm working on a little EP. I've got 5 songs which I think are okay.
Okay.
Not to your standard, but it's okay, and it's a little life box bucket list.
Cool.
Tick the box thing. What would your advice be for people who are recording their ukulele efforts?
Like generally, or one tip, or?
Well,
I think there's a couple of things that are really important. The first is probably the paramount thing for me, which is something I didn't do enough of, and I wish I'd done more of, but I have now learned a great deal to do, is to not let yourself off. When you're recording, to go, that's okay, it's not. It should be better. If you're thinking, yeah, it's alright, it's not good enough. That's the thing I want to do more of next time I record. So I would definitely say, don't let yourself off. Don't think, yeah, that's not bad, I could get away with that. Think, I could do better than that.
Do it again until you can't do it anymore.
Absolutely. That's probably the main thing. Other than that, try not to limit yourself. Like, be a little bit experimental with your approach. Like, record in different rooms, see which ones you like. Try different mic placements. Try, like, putting the uke through a line and maybe miking it at the same time, or just miking it, or just lining it, and see how that affects the song. Like, play around, make sure that the sound that you create in the album is important, not just the song you've written. Yeah. Like, an album should be a marrying of those 2 things.
Yeah. The technical side. So, could you tell us a little known fact or secret about you? Give something away for us.
Ooh, I have secrets. I'm not sure how many of them are releasable to the public. A little secret.
We won't tell anyone. We'll just keep this between us.
I don't really like Jake Shimabukuri.
Oh, okay.
Can I admit that on camera? Mary's going to kill me. It's just, that's, yeah, there you go, I'll leave it at that.
Okay.
I admire his technical ability, and
Yeah.
his stagemanship is impressive, but he's not really my cup of tea.
Okay.
I think in some circles that's probably damnable by burning at the stake as a heretic. Mary's going to kill me, I don't know why I said that.
We'll take that out.
Yeah.
Okay. Moving on then. So, have you got a song about cats?
I do not.
No?
No.
You going to do one?
Maybe.
Maybe we'll inspire you today.
Mate, what, you never know. I won't say no to the idea.
Yeah.
But, yeah. Maybe. My old band had a song about cats.
Okay.
Yeah.
Who were they?
Oh, years ago, like in London.
Okay.
Talking like 15 years ago. Strange enough, the band was called Bob the Dog, but we had a song about cats. So there you go.
Okay. Fair enough. Then finally, how many cats do you own?
I used to own 2. I currently own 2 less than that.
Ah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm a dog person though, to be honest.
Alright, fair enough.
I inherited them from my ex-Spanish girlfriend.
Right.
She went back to Spain and left me with them. So.
Okay.
And I'm not bothered about cats, but they're not really my thing.
But cats aren't always bothered about you, are they?
That's true.
That's the thing.
I like
cats.
that indifference though. I can respect that. Yeah. Dogs are very needy.
Yeah. Okay, well, thanks for coming along.
Thank you very much for having me.
All the way from Norwich, and
Yep.
yeah, big journey. So you got your
Driving
journey back.
Yeah. It's not too bad. It's about 3 hours.
Yeah. Okay, so thanks for coming along.
Thank you very much.
We'll look out for your new stuff coming soon. Cheers.
Yeah, I'm already several tracks into the album, so
Good news.
yeah, quite prolific at the moment, which is
Thank you.
good. Cheers, Simon.
Cheers.